Good morning. Clear and present danger. Sandy swirls along the East Coast.
A Halloween superstorm strengthening overnight. A once-in-a-generation event.
The island of Manhattan all but shut off. No way in, no way out.
The nightmare of the wrath revealed will always be in their mind.
Lightning. There goes the tree.
Get inside!
Extreme weather.
This is a problem.
From Superstorm Sandy.
I'm gonna drown because I can't swim.
To massive flooding in China. We are seeing more and more of it. A global problem that knows no borders. And the world's industrial leaders are taking notice.
Not from traditional environmentalists at all, but you've got the business community and kind of politics community saying, look, we have a serious problem. Extreme weather is here.
And I say they will live under fear, continual fear, stalking fear. And I say that fear shall be a part of the wretchedness released. For I say it is me, the living God, who will bring it to pass. And I say you will see them not able to dwell at ease.
So, with the current combination of weak world economies, extreme weather, and climate change, we could be looking at the perfect global storm.
You have a big event that hits in an area where the economy is stagnant, then that can have a bigger impact than you would expect under normal times.
A potential storm that industry leaders will be paying attention to for years to come. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren, the weather.
For I say in the days of ease they were living in sleaze and all manner of defilement and contamination. Now I say it is me, the living God, who has stripped them and made them bare. It is me, the living God, who has left them in desolation. And it is me, the living God, who is releasing unto them the wretchedness they are worthy to receive. I say this day that I, the living God, do desire to give mercy, but I say men have literally hated the same. And I say that I desire to have men be worshiping me, walking in the fear of me, respecting me. But I say, like wayward bastard children, they have trampled and walked all over my holiness. They have despised my righteousness. And I say they have literally wiped their butts upon that which I have provided for them.
Thank God it's not summertime that we would be having the flies and all kinds of diseases here. But it's very, very bad here. People are defecating in my building. Where I am in the hallways because they can't get upstairs to go to the bathrooms. Where are they going to go? They're looking all around for a place to go. There's nowhere for them to go in this area.
That is, they have been so arrogant in their filth, in their defiance of me, that they have demonstrated the same before me. Now I say it is me, the living God, who shall wipe them off the face of the earth as dung, for that is what they are before me. I say for all of their filth, for all of their promotion of vileness, what do? I say they prove themselves to be fools, magnified fools who are going to be damned forever. And I say for all of their exhibition, for all of their pride, what is the end of the same? I say they die under the wretchedness, they face eternity in hell, and I say they are under the torment forever. And I say they can never repent nor eradicate of what they've done unto me. I say this day that when men will blatantly and willfully seek to abuse me, accuse me, and defy me, of course they shall pay for the same. And I say in a foolhardy, blinded, and perverse generation that somehow men imagine they get by. The nightmare of the wrath revealed will always be in their mind.
And remember, first there was Sandy, then last week brought a nor'easter, which brought snow and sleet and biting wind to the northeast and the mid-Atlantic. Well, today it felt like spring, a balmy 66 degrees here in New York City, while parts of the West and Midwest get blasted with cold like winter, all of which is prompting a lot of people to ask yet again, what is with these crazy weather extremes? Our report tonight from our Chief Environmental Affairs correspondent, Ann
America
Thompson.
has a case of weather whiplash.
60 degrees as our high on Friday, and then 28 degrees as our high on Saturday.
This weekend, the West went from summer to winter overnight.
And that's winter.
It's winter.
Insta-winter.
Today, the Northeast basks in spring-like temperatures, still recovering from Superstorm Sandy and the nor'easter that covered her debris in a record snowfall.
This is something we've never seen before, any of the meteorologists here for that matter, and it's something very, very unusual.
You'll get no argument from the people who have to deal with it.
I said I'm waiting for the locust and pestilence next.
This year alone, the nation's endured a withering drought, the largest wildfires in history, and the warmest month on record. In 2011, there were 14 extreme weather events, each doing more than $1 billion in damage. Now some politicians are connecting the dots, blaming the gases that come from burning coal, oil, and gas for changing the climate.
Climate change, extreme weather, call it what you will, it is undeniable.
But when it comes to one specific event like Sandy, most scientists are more cautious.
We know that global warming shifts the odds of certain extreme events. So we can't say that Sandy was definitely caused by global warming, but we can say it shifted the odds in its favor.
What they are certain about is that sea levels are rising about a foot here in the New York area since 1900.
Making Sandy's storm surge that much more destructive, forever altering the coastline.
It's not a question of if the sea level will rise, it's a question of how much. And what that depends on is how warm the climate gets and how quickly the ice in Greenland and Antarctica breaks off and falls into the sea.
Extreme weather with extreme price tags becoming more commonplace. Ann Thompson, NBC News, New York.
The nightmare of the wrath revealed will always be in their mind. But I say the truth of it is, I am still the God of retributive justice, and I say they will receive their just rewards. For I say it is me, the living God, who shall put them in the state of wretchedness and misery, suffering, affliction, and woe. Then I say they will spend eternity in hell. Now stop and consider, is it really worth it to exhibit pride, to exhibit arrogance, to exhibit conceit? I say, is it really worth it to walk afar off from me, to go in the way of fools? I say, is it really worth it to defy me, the one true God who rules supreme? For I say it is a time that I, the living God, will once again slap men into order, that they will realize that I am the Almighty. The nightmare of the wrath revealed will always be in their mind.
The weather in our country is making news tonight just in terms of sheer confusion. Depending on where you live, you may already know winter has arrived in places that are not used to seeing it, while it's late or a no-show entirely in a lot of places that should be feeling it already.
The nightmare of the wrath revealed will always be in their mind.
This is one of the hardest hit communities in New York City. Thousands still without power, many homeless, 19 people dead. In devastated neighborhoods overwhelmed by a violent surge of water, residents describe a supersized wave as high as 20 feet.
It was coming in, rushing like a rapid.
Well, welcome to your house, huh? We met this man, Mike Abruzzo. His house is completely gone. Just the floorboards remain. He and his wife and 2 young daughters have been staying with relatives.
And my youngest daughter yesterday, Faith, said, "Daddy, I want to go home." I told her this. It's gonna be a while, hon. She don't understand. She's 6.
He gives us a tour of what once was. One beautiful Christmas
plate.
That's going to be a special plate at your house.
That's gonna have my mother's cookies on it.
For 48 hours, search teams have been hunting for 2 brothers, just 2 and 4 years old, swept out of their mother's arms after their car was caught in the floodwater. Today, their small bodies were found.
The nightmare of the wrath revealed will always be in their mind.
Anger is erupting in some communities near New York, like Staten Island, where they are sending a plea to elected officials, do not forget us. And we want to show you some new and apocalyptic images coming in from the storm zone now. Children wandering in a kind of moonscape. Teams of rescue workers patrolling submerged streets, and body bags after Sandy has now claimed nearly 40 lives, more than half of them on Staten Island, so close to Manhattan but living in devastation.
The nightmare of the wrath revealed will always be in their mind.
3 weeks after Sandy ravaged the New York-New Jersey coastline, the scope of disaster only seems to grow as officials begin to amass a full accounting of what was lost.
I say this day that I, the living God, have called my true ones to stand in the truth, to declare the truth, to continue to exhibit the truth. And I say, do not be afraid to keep your own life, for it is me, the living God, who is thy keeper. I say that I, the living God, do not need thee to backtrack on me, to be a coward when faced with that now at hand. For I say it is me, the living God, who is able to keep thee through any storm, through any disaster, through any power of darkness that seems as it will prevail. For I say it is me, the living God, who has called thee and chosen thee. It is me, the living God, who will be with thee if you keep your vision single unto me. Therefore I say this day, be thankful that it is me, the living God, who is moving by truth and power, strength and glory, and I shall prevail. I say, do not fear with the fears of the heathen, but rather walk in the fear of me. For I say it is me, the living God, you are meant to be seeking to please, to obey, and follow after. And it is me, the living God, who will show thee the righteousness that I provide, that you can indeed be kept always by me. I say this day, be glad for the mercy, the truth, the light that I give thee. Be glad that you can come forth in me. And I say, be thankful that I am the one who will ever be with thee, to direct thee and guide thee forth. I say, be thankful that I am the one who will ever be with thee, to direct thee in the truth, the light that I provide. For I say it is me, the living God, who is truth and light, strength and mercy and hope always. And it is me, the living God, who will show thee that I can indeed be guiding thee forth in that which I give unto my own. For I say it is a good thing to be a partaker of blessedness, truth, life, and strength, and mercy all of thy days. I say it is a wretched thing to be on the side whereby I, the living God, do call thee the children of the damned. I say this day that the children of the damned will continue to receive the wrath and the fury and the anger that I've been laid upon them. And I say that they likewise will be left in the throes of wretchedness, for the same is released. I say this day, be glad that I, the living God, do give thee light day by day, that you do not need to be taken in the darkness that is engulfing, has already engulfed the majority of the land and is taking over the world. For I say, when the whole world will lie in darkness, that I will be thy light. I say this day, be glad that I, the living God, will guide thee forth, direct thee and instruct thee, and give thee the truth day by day. I say, be thankful that you do not need to live in the corruption, the filthiness, the abomination that is prevailing in these times. I say, be thankful that I, the living God, have given thee the truth and the light, the clarity whereby you can be kept. For I say it is me, the living God, who will bless thee and keep thee and bring thee forth always. And it is me, the living God, who will give to thee such as ye have need of, to be ever kept by me. I say, therefore, this day be willing to take whatsoever humbling that I give thee, and be thankful for the same. That is, do not despise the humiliation that I take thee through, in order to unite you unto me. But I say, be thankful that I, the living God, will give thee the strength to endure, to come forth, and then to prevail in me. But I say, if you try to rescue yourself, I say you will be accusing me. I say this day, be thankful that I, the living God, am the one who guides thee in a wicked, perverse, and vile generation, when my wrath, my fury are definitely revealed. And when I, the living God, am releasing upon the sons of men ultimate wretchedness, that they may wallow in the same.
Lord, you promised that we, as your church, would remain upon this rock, and the gates of hell will not prevail against us, 'cause you have power to keep your word unspoiled in purity. Heaven and earth will pass away, but the word of the Lord endures forever. All of this world is in decay, but the word of our God through ages remains. As the rain falls down from heaven and waters the earth, bringing it life, so the word that goes out from your mouth will not return empty, but does what you
I said, Lord, no, that's not big. Take it away from us, Lord. Take it, Lord. Take it, Lord. Take it away from us, Jesus. Father God, all power is in your Son's name. Take this stuff away from our home. As you did for Elijah, you take this away from us. Take it up away from our home. Take it away from
We don't know where they're going to take us. We don't know